Hi, everybody. It's Georgia Rose. You caught me sharing the show already. I'm a little ahead of you today. So, how is everybody? Um, a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to say confused. I'm just like not really verklempt, but kind of in the middle. A lot of heavy energy coming in. I'm feeling it because it is transiting my chart in a big way, but I hope you all are feeling really good. I'm going to talk a little bit tonight about the astrology, and I'm going to talk a little bit tonight about also reading cards. So as I read tonight, I'm going to see if I can give you guys some tips on if you want to read cards or get a deck and read yourselves a little bit. So I just want to hit this button and I'll be with you. Let's see who's in today in our little soul space. Going to share that post. So whoever's watching, if you would like to share the show, that would be absolutely phenomenal. I got to move this water bottle so it's off camera. Where am I moving it to? That's good. That's good. Don't have a guest tonight. It's just me. So you get me the whole time in the soul space, which is great because the last couple of shows I have had guests and I feel like I don't get to read the cards, which I know you all love. So if you want to call in or comment tonight, I'll definitely read some of you. So this weekend, I kind of took it a little easy, spent some time with myself. Yesterday, I did actually go out east. I live in eastern United States and went out to some wineries on Saturday and just kind of vegged in the warm air. But it was a little bit hot. We had a heat wave here, so I didn't stay outside very long. I actually kind of vegged most of the day in air conditioning after we did that. So it was a good day, though, to do that. A little bit hot, but pretty good. So who have I got online tonight? Let me see. Going to just share this show on another page that I have. And if all of you want to share the show, that would be terrific. So we have a lot of energy coming in. And I know I often say that, but the energy coming in now is like once in a lifetime energy. There is actually a post on my Facebook page. I don't believe I shared it on Instagram. It was a little bit long for that. But if you go on my Facebook page on Zenkuda, you'll see quite a bit about this triple conjunction that's coming in. I did a whole video about it. And it's coming in between now and August 1st is when it actually is exact at 18 degrees Taurus. I talked about this a little on last week's show. I'm going to elaborate a little more this week. And then we also have a new moon coming in Leo on July 28th, which I do believe is Thursday. So we're going to talk a little bit about that energy. Let me say hello to a couple of people. I've got some comments down here already. Hi, everybody. Let's see who's on. I have Carrie Ann on. Hi, Carrie Ann. Sending you hugs, too. I have Ann on, sending Ann back some hugs and hearts. I'm sure we'll have people on tonight because we're going to be reading cards. So my advice for this week is roll with the punches. And we're going to see some punches coming in. They might be good punches like love taps, or they might be bad punches. I hate to say that, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime energy. And what we have is Uranus, the North Node, and Mars all coming together at 18 degrees of Taurus. And when you have those three things in that part of the zodiac, especially in Taurus, it can be very eruptive. I saw that there was a volcano that erupted on Saturday. And on the video that I did for this particular conjunction, I had said, expect some volcanoes and earthquakes. That was pretty interesting. So this is like a large wave. It's kind of like building now and then it exacts on August 1st, but the energy itself stays with us for quite a while this year up until the fall. It kind of exacts again right around the time of the elections. This is an energy. Uranus is, of course, freedom and sudden, shocking events. And the North Node is our destiny. I like to call it the arc of development for us. And it usually the North Node is an energy that wants to point you in the direction that you should be going for your soul purpose. So when we have a planet that is sudden, unexpected change against our North Node, which is our destiny, our fated things, the things that we were really born to do, it can suddenly push us in a direction where we really don't want to be restricted, where we want to follow more of our heart and soul. But then Mars comes in, and Mars is a kind of more aggressive energy. So when Mars comes into the picture, it can make us in Taurus kind of stubborn, but it can also make us really want to move forward. And when something shocking happens, act out or resist it if it's not what we want. And what I can tell you is, like I just said, roll with the punches. This is an energy that only happens once in a lifetime. Although Mars and Uranus meet up about, I would say, probably maybe every 2 years or so. Uranus and the North Node only meet up about every 15 years, but this conjunction only happens once in a lifetime, and for most people does not even happen in their lifetime. So this is an energy that you were born to experience for whatever reason. You were born at exactly the moment that you were born to experience certain things, and this particular transit is one of them. This is an energy where I like to call it. Some astrologers out there are calling this, the wave, the big wave, right? But I kind of think of this energy as the oh shit bar. Let me explain further. So you know how when you're driving in a car, especially if you have one of those beautiful foreign sports cars, of which I have had many, there's always a bar on the passenger side somewhere. Sometimes it's on the dashboard near the glove compartment, or sometimes it's up on the side post of the car. But there's a bar that once the car reaches like an exorbitant amount of speed and you're banking a corner, your passenger always grabs onto. And I affectionately call that the oh shit bar. So this energy is an energy that's going to make you want to grab onto your oh shit bar. So it's really an energy that can come in fast and furious, but for some of us, that could be an oh, good stuff, or oh, this isn't so good stuff. But whatever it is, hey, just like when that car is banking around that corner, you want to go with it, right? You don't want to like resist it and hurt something. You want to flow with it. You want to bend with it. It's kind of like riding a boat. If you've ever been in a really, really fast speedboat and you're hopping waves, right? You want to bend your knees and swivel and pivot and go with everything. It's kind of what this energy is like. So we can't expect the unexpected, but when it does happen, we can be open enough and, fluid enough so that we engage it and we let it really make us more powerful rather than resisting it and pushing it away and weakening ourselves, because all our strength is being spent trying to push things away that are meant to happen for us, not to us. So that's my advice with this energy. Hi, King Kenny Kenton. I've got Janine on here. Hey, Janine. So I hope you guys like that analogy of the oh shit bar. This is also a layer of deep healing, because we've got Chiron in there, which is the planet of the wounded healer. That's still in Aries with Jupiter. Jupiter is going to go retrograde. If I actually went through the whole week with you guys, it would be an energy that is really, I don't want to make you guys nervous, but this is an energy that's going to make a lot of anxiety come out for people just naturally. You're going to wonder why you feel anxious, and it's just the energy because it's building. When we have Mars and Uranus, that can be explosive energy, and it can not only be explosive physically, but like, a volcano or an earthquake, but it also is explosive mentally. Like you will get sometimes some wonderful awakenings. You'll be able to really, if you're meditating or doing things, suddenly have these deep revelations. That's Uranus. It's like a lightning bolt. And this energy has been with us for a long time. And now with this triple conjunction coming in, this is really a hard and fast energy. You're going to see things happening in the news that are revelations about secrets that come out. This is about not fighting those changes and embracing them, engaging that wave. There's a saying in spirituality and in astrology and in many different forms of philosophy that says that the cave you fear the most is where you're going to find the best gifts or the best treasure. And that is very, very true. And that's very symbolic saying for this energy. Pluto is involved, and that's where that saying comes from. Pluto is like the dark cave that we're afraid to go into, and yet once we do traverse it, we find the most beautiful gifts there that were with us all the time and that we never really knew. I think back to a time in 2010 and 2011, which were some very dark times for me, and I was going through cancer treatment, and I was pretty much being wrecked in every place in my life. I had great loss of people who passed away, and my marriage was deteriorating, unbeknownst to me, but then I was blindsided. And it was a really dark time. But after those months passed and I started to recover, I realized there were some things that happened and some revelations that I had and some awakenings that I had and some thoughts that I had that were really, really beautiful. They were like gold. It was like digging for gold. And so that's what this time is about, especially with Pluto's involved. Pluto's still in the last degrees of Capricorn, wherever that Capricorn is in your chart. And that's where you're going to have these deep revelations. That's where you're going to dig for that gold. The north node of the moon is in Taurus. Its south node is in Scorpio, which is another energy of really digging in the dirt to find that gem, that protectiveness, that defensiveness in your own heart for your truth. And so this is very deep energy. And it's also going to play out on the world stage globally. And whenever we have things doing that, it's always something that we're supposed to take and pull into our microcosm to see where the lessons are for ourselves. So that's this energy coming in. It's going to be heightened this whole week, and then really after the first, and the first is when it all exacts, you're really going to feel it. But we're already feeling this now. This is also about things that were hidden coming to a revelation, out in the world, not just within ourselves. This is also about feeling agitated and struggling with that and being able to find your own coping mechanisms. It's about a rebirth. And if you think about the actual physical idea of birth, we're in a lot of pain, right? It's messy and it's gritty and it's dirty. And, there are those moments when you are reaching the threshold of intolerance, but then something happens to pull you back into a reality that you can sustain in order to find a true treasure. And at the end of it, you have life, you have new life. And so whether you are thinking about an animal giving birth or an actual woman giving birth or just a birth of something, a project, anything, it's the same process. And there comes that time when you reach that threshold of intolerance and then you survive it. Think about the treasure that was there and how that showed you how strong you were. And that's those times for me back in 2010, 2011, when, I really thought I was at the threshold of intolerance, of not being able to go on any longer, and finding something within that depth that propelled me forward. And that's really what we're in. And so I think for a lot of the last few months, maybe even the last couple of years, many of us have felt this feeling of impending change, of an impending thing or something brewing. And we've been a harbinger for that change, and we're waiting for it, and we're trying to be that harbinger for it. Well, this is it now. Now we're stepping into the actual change that we've been feeling coming, that we've been anticipating, that we've been striving for, that thing that we just can't put our finger on. Now we're going to start to see that actuating. And so really the best thing for this is to flow with it. Don't resist it. Really be the observer about what's coming up in your life, because those are the things that the universe wants you to change in some way, whether for good or for just your own ascension and, getting to a place of calm and peace where you actually can think about what we were just discussing with finding that depth of something. This is greater tension. Uranus, like I said, is the planet of lightning. And when it's in the sign of Taurus, Taurus is the bull. It's the immovable object. When a bull is planted, it's very hard to move it. Uranus is the energy of something that you can't contain. It can't be contained. It's lightning. So when you have an immovable force and an inevitable object, what happens? There is lightning is stronger than anything. You can't contain it. So Uranus is going to make sudden, unexpected change. And this will be different for everybody. In some people's charts, it's going to be really strong. And in other people's charts, maybe it's a small nuance, a subtlety. But it will happen, and observe it, because it's something meant to bring you to where you're meant to be. Thursday is our new moon. And before the new moon on Wednesday and even Tuesday evening into all day Wednesday and Thursday, the moon is dark. And we've already got some dark energy coming in with this triple conjunction lining up. And we've already got Pluto in the last degrees of Capricorn. And a lot of things right now that are in Leo, Mercury, for instance, are all opposing that Plutonian energy. That Leo-Capricorn axis is kind of a little bit of an opposition, even though Cancer is its actual opposition. So what happens is it's dark. There's no illumination. There's no moon, right, for those periods, because we're going into a new moon. So things get heavy. We feel a heaviness into Tuesday night. Wednesday is going to be a little bit of a heavy day. And then Thursday, when that new moon starts to crest, it illuminates that energy. And that's when we start to feel that little bit of agitation really coming in. And then, of course, Mercury in Leo is going to square the conjunction in Taurus. It's going to square Mars and Uranus and the North Node. A square is an energy of tension. So that Mercury in Leo, and then eventually also that new moon that occurs in Leo, starts highlighting this triple conjunction. It's like you have lightning in the sky and the sun keeps hitting it and igniting it. And this pulsation is kind of like the energy of what we're happening. So in a nutshell, when Saturday comes after that new moon on Thursday, Saturday is Saturn goes retrograde. And it starts to reignite the energy that we had around Christmas time, Christmas Eve, a couple of days before Christmas. If you remember, there was a lot of things happening then, and a lot of changes, and a lot of blastings, and a lot of eruptions, and a lot of things happening. When Saturn goes retrograde during this next week, when we have that triple conjunction of Mars, Uranus, and the North Node in Taurus at 18 degrees, we have a new moon in Leo. We have the new moon and Mercury in Leo squaring that triple conjunction, and we have some planets opposing Pluto. All of this is going on. And what it really means is that this is a huge turning point. Huge turning point. This is probably the most powerful energy that we're going to have this year. I mean, I'm talking like huge turning points. Things are going to happen, definitely. And it's not something like all of a sudden August 1st comes and the world suddenly explodes. This is an energy that is prolonged because Taurus, 18 degrees, where this is happening, is a slower, more methodical energy. So the planets stay in 18 degrees of Taurus. Uranus, even though it's fast moving, stays there for a little while, So what happens is this energy stays for a little while. Jupiter, which is going retrograde now, Saturn is going retrograde now. So they don't come off those points in the zodiac very quickly. So this is all about a slow kind of burn, but big, big turning points and big changes. And it will be like lightning, but sustained. When Jupiter turns retrograde, that only happens a couple of hours after the new moon. So all this stuff is like it's like almost like a solar storm, even though it's not really that, it's like a storm in the zodiac. And Jupiter and Chiron are still in Aries, where they've been bringing up a lot of our wounds. So when this all happens, they don't move very far. With Jupiter being retrograde there, that planet stays at those degrees. And I think it's somewhere around 25 degrees of Aries right now. The new moon also trines that energy. A trine is a good thing. So we're going to have a little bit of benevolence. We're going to be in this like whirling big waves of energy. And then all of a sudden we're going to be like, oh, wait, I see the light. This is really great. I think everything's going to be wonderful. I'm having hope. And then other things happen where that gets dashed a little bit. So it's rocky. It's a slow, steady energy, but it's a constant pummeling. It's like Columbus probably felt trying to cross the ocean. He knew it wasn't happening in a day, and he had to keep riding those waves. Sometimes we could move forward in this energy because of that trine the moon makes to Jupiter, where we have a lot of illusion about hope. Really make sure that you're grounded, because right now we want to make sure that we take responsibility for what our reality is and stay in that reality. Mercury squares Leo on Tuesday. All these things are happening. I'm not going to go into them all because I want to do cards. But this is an expansive energy also. And by that I mean that whatever you're feeling right now, whatever you're really starting to feel, it's going to expand and expand and expand and expand as these days go on. So if you're feeling really good and benevolent and you're in a really good place, you've done your work, you've been, knowing that change is coming and you're prepared, this is going to probably be a very good time for you. It's a time when the universe will show you your soul purpose and you'll want to step into that. Things may also fall away that are no longer needed, but it'll be more gently. If you are someone who's been pushing these cans down the road and you've been resisting this energy, then you're probably going to have more intensity on the anxiety and the fear scale. So what I would like to tell you to do is go into forgiveness, because especially Wednesday, when Mercury and Chiron are trine, that is the really good day for forgiveness. If there's a conversation you need to have with somebody, your turning point is about a relationship, Wednesday is the day to have the conversation. That's a day when healing can take place. Forgiveness is in the air, both yourself and with other people. So if your turning point is something inner and inward, something about your soul work, then Wednesday is your best day to have those conversations with yourself and forgive yourself, and maybe go into a meditation for that. Friday's a little bit of a tougher day because that's when the moon starts to square that triple conjunction. And I'm going to be doing some videos during the week to really get you guys on par with this. To summarize it all, we've got a triple conjunction coming in on August 1st. The energy is already rising, rising, rising. The new moon is like the ignition for that on Thursday. The new moon is in Leo. Look and see where Taurus is in your chart and Leo is in your chart. That is where this is going to change things. Really going to change things. And then there's some other things. By Sunday night, the healing that we've been feeling doesn't feel so good. We really get into the nitty gritty. We're like in the last labor pains before the birth. And then by midday Sunday, Uranus connects with that North Node. That's the 31st. And then on August 1st, they're all at 18 degrees Taurus. So that's the week. And then I'll be back next Monday to show you what else to do. My advice to everyone is don't go home, bolt the doors, and lay on the couch. Keep moving. Keep following a plan. Keep doing what's good for you. Keep moving the energy. Don't sit in the energy. This is an energy that can be very overwhelming, agitating. You want to move energy. Go out for those walks. Go swimming. Go bike riding. Put some music on and dance. But move this energy. This energy needs movement in order for you to be able to flow in it. Avoid creating increased pressure with it. Flow with it. Move it, move it, move it. All right. This is also an energy that has been with us for a really long time. And I was listening to one of my gurus today, and the panel was talking about civil war. And I know when we think of civil war, especially here in the America, we think about, North and South and the civil war that we had in our country. But there's many civil wars that have occurred globally. But right now, I think the civil war that we're having isn't taking place on a battlefield. I think the civil wars that we're having are taking place on social media, at our kitchen tables with our families, at family dinners, with our teenagers, with our parents. We're in these dual mindsets. We're in these, what is our reality? And it's really, really important for us, especially this next week with this very intense energy coming in and igniting a lot of things in our lives. It's really important that we understand that. And that instead of going into that distrust and the skepticism of thinking someone's trying to bring us around to their way of thinking and it's not our way of thinking and we better fight this. Instead of going into that kind of brain, go into the love and compassion that we all have in our beautiful lion hearts. The sun's in Leo right now, that lion. And if we can tap into that, then the civil wars that we're having at our kitchen table with our own families and our friends and our neighbors and in those backyard barbecues and these disputes and these differences of opinions, they can be more reconciled in a more peaceful way, in a more constructive way. And that's where this energy has to be changed. It's not going to be changed on a battlefield or on a debate or with politicians or with any of that, discussing your religious beliefs and saying your way is the only way. The only way we're going to find ourselves out of this energy is if we can go into the heart space and find the peace, the forgiveness, and the reconciliation with our own civil war that's going in within us and bring that out into the world. So we have to make sure that we have resolution with our own things within us before we go and start spouting off what everyone else's resolution should be. We can't check out. That's the worst thing we can do right now. We have to step up and be responsible for ourselves and our own soul space. That's really, really important. That's what's going to lead us into a new world. This is an energy and a culture that's not going away. This division, this civil war is not going away. It's going to be with us for a very long time to come. The only way we can slowly reconcile it is, like I just said, reconcile ourselves first. We all have an individual responsibility to do that within ourselves. And this is what's happening. It's all about discovering ourselves and putting ourselves where we need to really be in order to then go out and bring that energy to the world. So I'm going to start pulling some cards. Sarah says she's in limbo, feeling like something should be happening. I think all of us have been doing that and playing that waiting game. And it's like we want to be the harbingers of something, but we're not really sure what it is. And this is it. A lot of people say, what's the event? What's the event that's going to happen? I'm like, this is the event. life is the event. Your life and your journey is your event, So we've got to find a way to really put ourselves in the forefront of moving and making sure that we're moving the energy. And yeah, for the collective, I think, hold on to your seat, Elaine has said. It's so true. I think for the collective, I think that's why exactly, Elaine, we have to fix ourselves. All you hear on social media is why this, why that, why can't people do this and that? And I think to myself, well, maybe we could just flip that coin over and think, well, I'm not going to be a people like that. And if everybody did that, then there would be no people like the people we don't like to have in our lives, right? So I think we just have to start with ourselves. Saturday is Sarah's birthday. Wow. So you have the new moon's Thursday. So Saturday you have Jupiter going retrograde. No, Saturn's going retrograde on Saturday. Wait a second. I got to look at my notes. There's so much happening this week that I had to literally write 5 pages of notes today because the astrology is very, very in-depth this week. So Sunday, the 31st, is the day when we start to line up this conjunction. I don't know, Sarah. I think you've been doing so much work and keeping yourself so in a grounded place that I think you're going to have some really great energy coming in for you for the next year for you. So I just want to say hi to everybody. I'm going to start picking cards for everybody. If anybody else has some comments to throw in there, please do. Melissa says, she's right. Move that energy. Don't sit in and become overwhelmed. I'm taking her advice. It's true because, like I said, it was very, very hot in the northeast of America this weekend. And so, a lot of times you really can't do anything. So I just blasted my AC and I danced around the house just to get off the couch a little bit. And I, instead of sitting in Netflixing something, which I don't really watch a lot of TV, I try not to. I find TV really changes my life, not for the better. I, made sure I did chores and I did things and I, did some things I've been putting off. And I just, anything I could do to move the energy and make me feel renewed, whether that was cleaning out a closet or writing another chapter for my book or whatever, just really trying to keep the energy moving, both physically and mentally. I think there's a lot of things in the world right now that are fear factors, right? Now they got monkeypox coming in, all these things. I'm not diminishing them, especially for people who are experiencing those things. But I think one of the problems with that is that it gives us fear and fear makes us inactive. And we've got to really stay active. The other thing I was going to say also, getting back to really being in a space where we're doing healing work for ourselves. I think that a lot of times, especially when we're not feeling well or we're feeling overwhelmed or we're feeling depressed or we're feeling, a certain way and it's not in the positive scale, I think sometimes we try to treat the symptoms, take an aspirin, go lay down for an hour, let me eat this ice cream to distract myself. And I think we have to start going for the cure, not to heal the symptoms. If we have something we need to forgive, taking an aspirin really isn't a good idea. If we have something we need to forgive, just binge watching something on Netflix for 6 hours to put it out of our mind. We're treating symptoms and we're not treating the problem. And I think this is really an energy where the universe, although it's not gentle, can really be used for treating the problem, curing the problem, healing the wound, not the Band-Aid and the, antibiotic ointment, really getting in there and once for all cleaning it all out. So I'm going to pick some cards for you guys and welcome Christopher Grant, Melissa. I have some newbies on tonight. So I'm going to go back in the feed and start picking cards for our first one is Carrie Ann. She was my first guest, my first person on today. So if anybody wants to share the show, they can, because for the next about 25 minutes or so, we're going to be pulling some cards. So Carrie Ann, let's see what's going on for you. Okay. Send me some energy, guys. Going into your energy, Carrie, and I feel like you're making a lot of headway with this particular thing, but I feel like you have your 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I feel like you're being really hard on yourself. Judgment is coming in for you in this energy. And I feel like you need to be gentle with yourself, Also feeling like they just gave me, I actually was seeing a mani-pedi massage kind of thing. So if you have not treated yourself that way in a while, go do that for yourself. Book it, have a day. I feel like you just need that. And I feel like it would be very healing for you. That's what came in first. So let me pull some cards now for you. Telling me to take the bottom card from this deck. Yeah, you've been doing such great work. I feel like you're waiting to hear about something. There's abundance that wants to come in for you. This is a really great thing. It could be some kind of job or project. I feel like it's more in the lines of that. I don't feel like it's a relationship. This is more in the physical world because I have cups here, and that's usually the physical, something you're trying to manifest. I feel like you are a great manifester. You're learning the skills of manifestation now, Carrie. But I feel like, again, you still have a little bit of energy coming in that's derailing you. You're too hard on yourself. I feel like whatever you're waiting to hear about, you are going to be getting a communication. That communication does not come in the form of words talking. It comes in the form of a written message of some kind, whether that's a message through social media or an email or a text. But I feel like you're getting a written message regarding whatever it is you're hoping to come through. There's something I just felt you think about it. There's something that you are really hoping to manifest. So, you're getting a pedicure, right? Oh, there you go. That's why she said I'm getting getting a pedicure right now. That's why I saw it in my mind. Can't make this stuff up. I'm sorry, guys. I see what I see. So I was going to say, you definitely need to be more gentle with yourself. I love that you're doing that. Our feet, we need to be grateful for our feet. That's such an exercise to do. Just like close your eyes and feel your feet and be grateful for them. It grounds us. But if you're hoping to hear about something, Carrie Ann, you're going to hear pretty soon. I'd say by the weekend. I'm getting 3 for 3 days, but I feel like it's by the weekend. But there's something that you're waiting to hear about, and I feel like it's a project. It's not a relationship, definitely a project. So you'll be getting a call, a text, a message, or a written word. I don't feel like it's a phone call. Okay? So there you go. All right? Next person I am going to pull for is, that's so funny, she was getting a pedicure, and I'm like, I see you getting a pedicure and a massage. They just gave that to me. This one is for Anne. Anne, I'm going to pull a card for you, and I'm giving you hugs right back there. I'm going to put some hearts up for you guys. Do the emojis, guys. Use the emojis because when you do that, it actually makes the algorithms see the show more. So do some emojis. Going to do a couple of smiley face emojis. Okay. How'd you guys like the analogy of the oh shit bar in a car? I got Angie Julian on. Hi, Angie. She is in the car business, so she can understand that analogy. Before, Angie, I said that the energy coming in was like riding a wave, but it's kind of like holding on to the oh shit bar in a sports car when you're a passenger and somebody's going 80 miles an hour and banking a curve. So this is for Anne. Anne, I'm getting that something wants to come in as a rebirth for you during this time. It's definitely something that is trying to bring together your spiritual and your material world. So there may be something that you need to release or let go of right now in order to bring that rebirth to you, because I feel like it's a little bit ways off. I am seeing the Page of Wands in this reading. So Page of Wands usually is a younger male that is a fire sign, someone who makes something happen. Wands are movement. So if you can get yourself to a more positive mindset, I think you'll experience the rebirth, the energy, the revelation, the awakening that you're looking for. Because I see that you're craving something. You want to find that answer to something. So definitely keep your thoughts really, really, really positive, because you got a lot of positive energy around you. I see that you have a lot of people supporting you. So go into that energy. King Kenny Kenton, I don't know you, but it's great to have you on here. Welcome to the Soul Space tonight. I am going to pull a card for you. Kenny Kenton. So, Kenny, I feel like these cards are more relationship oriented for you. Let me see what comes in. They're telling me actually to pick the card that was just on the bottom of the deck. They're telling me to pick this one. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I got the love card. That's why they told me to pick it. Let me see what else they're giving me. This is a relationship, maybe a marriage. I feel like it's in the past. It was very happy at one time. I don't know if that's now something that's in the past that's no longer. I feel like it's a hurdle for you, that you are mostly over this past relationship, but there's still one thing lingering. And I feel like this is blocking you a little bit. And again, I'm just going into the energy as I see it. I feel like you've gotten over a lot of things in your life, overcome a lot. regarding this past marriage or a relationship that was like a marriage, some kind of partnership. But I feel like there's a lot of abundance that wants to come to you, but it was very emotional for you to walk away from this. So I feel like you really need to be grounded. I want to say that don't have regrets, because almost every card I pulled right now, I don't know if Bobby can put a camera on the table. Almost every card that we pulled right now is upside down. And I feel like this is really past energy, and maybe you're a little stuck in the past energy. So I would try and move forward, anything that you need to do in order to, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because my producer, I'm sorry guys, my producer forgot to put on our other camera. So anyway, back to Kenny. So what I'm feeling is this past partnership, marriage-like relationship is weighing heavy on you, and you need to move away from it. Don't go back to it. It was not meant to be. You have something waiting for you that's so much abundance, and you're trying to make choices now. Make choices that bring you forward into future. Do not make choices that bring you back. That I don't see the energy there right now anyway. I don't see the energy being one that you should go back to. I feel like whatever this is about, you need to move forward. All right? Just know that, because I really feel like you're meant to go forward, because I see a lot of freedom in forward motion for you, and definitely not going backwards. All right? And I'm sorry if you were feeling lost or anything, because that is going to leave you as soon as you move forward. It's almost like you're keeping yourself in that energy. Going to pull a card for Janine. All right? Janine, they're telling me to pick 2 cards for you. They're telling me that your message, one just flew out. They're telling me, that your message is short and sweet. You've got good cards here. I've got the Sun, which I pulled first in the right upright position. And I pulled, sorry, I'm looking at the camera now. And I pulled the King of Swords. So to me, this means, I feel like this is something to do with work and also personal. Same energy coming in 2 different sectors of your life. When I get the Sun, this is a very great energy. You see the sunflowers, the illumination. This is all about the baby on the horsey. This is all about new beginnings, but it's fresh start. Your energy is really good right now. Keep in good energy. Do not let outside forces take you off that. The King of Swords for me is all about new person coming in, male, someone who's very strong in business, and also could be a friend, could be a romantic interest, but definitely someone coming in or already around you that's more stable. That's someone you really want to spend time with. It could also be a boss, not romantically inclined, but someone who's a guide for you or a mentor. The King of Swords always comes in as someone who grounds us and brings our life forward in a good way. So take those 2 cards with you, because I think that's really a great read and a good indication. Whatever you're doing, keep it up, because the universe wants you to go forward with things. Next card that I'm going to pick is for Sarah. Sarah's birthday. Everybody wish Sarah a happy birthday. Send her some love in the soul space. We are a supportive community. And while I'm shuffling Sarah's cards, I'm just going to ask everybody who's watching in the soul space to just send up some hearts or smiley emojis, so that anybody who's struggling right now gets a little dose of some Z-Light from Zenkuda. And Zenkuda is our community for everybody who is very serious about their Zen. So this is a positive place, only positive vibes. So Sarah, they're telling me to pick 3 cards for you. Sarah, I got the Lovers, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Fool card, which the Fool card does not literally mean what it says it means. First card being the Lovers. This means for me, in your case, that you are being watched over by Archangel Gabriel. When the Lovers come in, a lot of times it means interference in a relationship. It doesn't have to be 2 lovers. It could be a family type relationship. So there's interference going on. But don't fear, because Archangel Gabriel is watching over you and trying to bring you messages. The King of Pentacles also came in. King of Pentacles is someone who rides in to bring you abundance. I'm sorry, the Knight of Pentacles is someone who rides in to bring you abundance. So whatever this issue is where you're feeling interference, know that you're being watched over, and there is someone who is riding in to give you abundance. This may even be someone on the other side. It could be a loved one, a father figure, someone who is coming in to bring you the strong energy of staying the course. And that is in fitting with this Fool card, because the Fool card is, to me, a card on the journey. Take the leap of faith. Don't be afraid to jump off the cliff. Like I said, we have a lot of energy coming in this week. Ride that wave, get on the surfboard, paddle out to it. You're protected. You're also protected by Archangel Gabriel. You're protected by the Knight of Pentacles. And the Fool card is telling you have nothing to lose by taking the journey. So stay on the path. And have a very blessed and happy birthday. Next person I'm pulling a card for is Elaine Risotto. Elaine is a wonderful card reader. Hop on over to her page. It's all in the reading if you want some info on that. She's amazing. Elaine, they're telling me to pick one card for you and also a soul card. Elaine has a lot of choices in her life right now. A lot going on. I feel like she's making a lot of choices. Let me see what that's about with one of our soul cards. Yeah, I feel like you're trying to make a choice right now about something maybe with the family, one of your children possibly, or grandchildren. Because first I got, and you read, Elaine, so you know. First I got this card, which is the Seven of Cups. And we all know Seven of Cups is about making choices or maybe having too much going on at one time and being pulled in a lot of different directions. And I see this card, which when I see this card, this is one of my soul cards, I feel like this is really telling you, ground, there's light in the family. You need to be surrounded by that beautiful family energy and don't be so into all this chaos or choices or a lot of energy that's around you. Go into the light of the family, hug your children, hug your grandchildren, spend time in that beautiful cocoon. Look at all the light around here. I feel like this is also a card of protection where you are the protector for other members of your family and you need to step in and ground them. So this is really something where you have some work to do for others, like being the strong stalwart for other people. I also see a lot of growth in this card. There's a vine over here that's growing. And I feel like that is, you being the harbinger of growth and fertilizing something, nurturing it. Like we said, this is about giving birth, but I feel this energy for you is about taking someone under your wing almost and giving them the insight and the fortitude that they need. All right. Next card is for Angie Julian. Welcome, Angie. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Okay. Angie's also a Leo. And I'm telling you, for Leos, this is actually a good time, but you're going to feel like everything's moving very fast. There's going to be a lot of changes. The new moon in Leo, especially if it's around the time of your birthday or when a new moon happens in the part of the chart where your sun is, it's such a beautiful thing because it means a lot of new beginnings for you for the next birth year and in the year to come. And usually with Leo, it's a very warm-hearted energy. So that's really beautiful. But just don't roar too much because you'll find yourself regretting some things. Oh, also the other thing I wanted to say in this energy is words, words, words. Be careful of your words because when Mercury is in Leo, and this is for everybody, especially with the new moon there and all this combustible energy going on, we will say things we did not mean to say. So be really careful of that over the next week because and words will be said to us as well. So Angie, I have the card of you looking out into the universe. And the card also here is the next card that I got. First, I got the Two of Wands, which is an action card. This is about you looking to your future. And I know birthdays are a time when we do that. But don't look too far ahead that you don't enjoy what's going on right now because there's some beautiful things that are going to be brought to you. I know that because the next card is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups means that something's coming in, something's being offered to you. This could be a romantic relationship. It could be some other form of abundance in work-related or money or an opportunity. But in the Four of Cups card, if you look at it, if you can see it on camera, the person in the card is being handed something, but they're looking down. And that's why I say this card is future-oriented, the other card that I pulled. So don't look so far into the future that you're getting ahead of yourself and you're not seeing the blessings that are being given to you right now. And that's going to be, the week ahead. And I think for this month ahead, as you either just had a birthday or are having a birthday. But I feel like that's one thing that you really have to be observant and watch out for, Angie, because a lot of really good things want to come in for you, but you're not focused on that. So keep your affirmations and keep your energy really, really positive. Yes, good things are coming. So I did carry in Raquel Mercurio. Hi, Raquel. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you all in the soul space. Everybody give Raquel a warm welcome. Going to pull a card for her. Okay. I'm getting, I hate to say this, I'm getting like some, I want to say anger, but it's not really anger. It's like a couple of notches below anger. Like it's not like, "Rrr." I just feel like maybe that you're agitated, or if there's someone around you maybe is agitated at you or something, but I'm getting that energy around you, Raquel. So let's see what the cards have to say. Because I feel like you're sometimes can be almost like an Aries energy. Like you do things very quickly. I think they're showing me for you to slow down. If that could possibly be something, definitely slow down. I feel like, yeah, you're too speeded up right now. That's the energy that I'm getting. Let me pull a couple of cards for Raquel. Ace of Swords and a broken heart. Okay, so when I get the Ace of Swords, that is absolutely new beginnings. But for me right now, it's in the upside down version. You're going to see it right side up on camera, so it was upside down for me. That means that a new beginning happened and it wasn't what you thought it was. Almost like you had rose-colored glasses on, because it did cause some heartbreak. I'm going to pull another card to tell me the story. Page of Cups coming in. Page of Cups is all your dreams coming true. So don't dwell on anything that happened in the past. Don't go into that feeling of heartbrokenness or abandonment or grief. The Page of Cups is bringing you, like, your cup runneth over with something really great. So especially on this new moon, let yourself aspire to something, like even write down your intentions. Don't write them down after tomorrow evening until the new moon, unless you write your affirmations and intentions today, because we go dark. 2 days before the new moon, we're dark. The moon is dark. So don't do affirmations then. Do them once the new moon comes on Wednesday. I'm sorry, on Thursday, or you could do them now and put them away and just let them kind of seed. Because I'm getting the Ace of Cups, which is also, a beautiful soulmate relationship, but I'm also getting that upside down, but I'm seeing that in future. So if you're trying to make a decision about two different people, or if you have someone in the past that you think about but really isn't worth your thoughts, put that aside. Because the energy I'm really getting full force tonight, and I got it for a few people, is we're being offered things. Benevolence is coming. Good things are coming. Blessings are coming. But we're blocking it because we're being pessimistic. Yeah, look at this card. This is the card that I'm going to end your reading with, Raquel. It's all abundance. It's like actually the universe wants to reward you for good work. So keep your thoughts really, really positive, because new moons are great for manifestation, but not if you put like the stank on it. You got to put the good juju on it. Okay. All right. I got time for maybe a couple more cards. Tara, going to pull a couple of cards for you. Okay. Yeah, and Janine's had that reading where it was like she's doing the right thing, and she said she stepped back and removed herself from stuff. Yeah, so that's really what the cards were showing. So this is for Tara Quadros. And also, if anybody wants a reading, I do readings. You just contact me through my social media or my website, zenkuda.com, and we can book your reading. I do astrology charts. I also do all kinds of mediumship. Okay, so this is for Tara. Okay, Tara, I feel like you're looking towards the future and you're starting to actually heal from grief. I feel like you had a loss or something that happened. Also, I'm thinking it might have been a pet. I don't know why that's coming in for me, but it is. But I feel like that is in the past and you're starting finally to move forward from it. Don't know when your birthday is, but I am seeing a female around you, someone who is a water sign, which would be a Scorpio or a Cancer energy, maybe a Pisces. And they're coming in and they're being very nurturing. So this may be a mom, or it could be a female pet too, no offense. But I am getting something with a pet. Yeah, this is a loss that you just had. You're in grief over the loss. I will say to you that you need to move forward more. Like this was the card that we pulled, I believe, for Angie. It's someone looking out. They've got the world in their hands and they're just looking out into the future. That's what you need to do more of, because I feel like there's a lot of sadness in the past for you. So let's get you more into the future where you can actually, bring in an energy that's going to bring more happiness and more peace for you. I know that's really hard to do when we lose something or someone, whether it's a pet or a person. I'm also getting a mom energy around you, or someone who is very nurturing. Could you be just a female in your life? But I feel like this is an energy where it is heavy, it is grieving, but you're starting to make some headway to move away from it. and you need to keep doing that. Don't feel guilty for moving forward. Very important for you to hear that message, because this is an energy where whoever is the loss wants you to be happy. And I also feel like your inner self really, really needs you to be happy. So do that and move forward, and know that you should have no guilt about that. Okay? Gonna keep going down. I think that is actually everybody. All right. I did Tara. Yep, I think I got everybody. That's great, because we're just about ready to close. So you guys all know where to find me. Wait, I got Christopher Grant on here. Going to pull a card for Christopher. You guys all know where to find me on my social media. You can find me on Georgia Rose, Zenkuda. You can find me on Instagram at Zenkuda Official and Zenkuda.com. So I got 3 minutes left, and the card I'm pulling for Chris is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is not what it looks like. The Judgment card means a rebirth and that you have good things coming. It's actually the birth of something new. So take that with you, Christopher. And thank you all for tuning in. You can also watch a repeat on the show on all our platforms that are podcast platforms, and including Alexa if you ask her to play me. And I'm also on channel 115 on Cablevision at 8 o'clock tonight, and that would be last week's show. If you go on YouTube on Zenkuda, all of my shows are on there, and other videos. There's over 100 videos on there. And I'll see all you guys next Monday night at 7 o'clock in the Soul Space. Tell all your friends, share the show. Thanks so much, you guys. Good night.